Hi and welcome to Movies Suck. Well, looks like they've done it at last. Disney and Sony have made a deal to keep Spider-Man in the MCU. At least for now, anyway. The story here on Bounding Into Comics says Tom Holland's Spider-Man to return to MCU. New deal struck between Disney and Sony. Yay! What a great day. Aren't we all just so pleased that Sony and Disney managed to patch things up and come to an agreement whereby Disney can really mess with the Spider-Man character and really screw things up for everybody and undo all the good work that's been done so far. And by good work, I mean they made like a couple of half-decent movies. You know, they're alright. Nothing like the Tobey Maguire times when the first two Spider-Man films of his age were very good. And then the third one got screwed up by the studio and the producers just wanted to screw everything up because they wanted to put too many bad guys in it. But for the current Spider-Man era and for the current Marvel era, yeah, okay, those two Spider-Man films were alright. I don't like them a hell of a lot more than I liked the Amazing Spider-Man films, but yeah, okay. So, Tom Holland and Spider-Man are going to stay in the MCU. Let's have a look at what the story says. Disney and Sony have struck a new deal that they will bring Tom Holland's Spider-Man back into the MCU. Not that it technically ever really left since they haven't done anything yet anyway, but Disney and Sony have announced that Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige would produce a third Spider-Man film starring Tom Holland. The deal will also see Spider-Man in other Marvel Studios films. Technically not other Marvel Studios films, other Marvel Studio film. As far as I'm aware, the deal allows for one standalone Spider-Man film that's probably going to be destroyed by Captain Marvel. Since, as far as we can tell, it seems like Disney wants to make Spider-Man Captain Marvel's whipping boy or something, because they're trying to get some entertainment into the Captain Cardboard movies. But will it work, or will they just cuck Spider-Man and make him seem all pathetic when you've got super all-powerful, crazy female hero? Is she a hero? I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyone else actually finished Captain Marvel? I tried to watch all of Captain Marvel. Twice I've tried to watch Captain Marvel and I've got to within the last 25-30 minutes and then I've fallen asleep because the boredom was just too great. I tried so hard. The first time I thought to myself, yeah, okay, let's watch this. This is okay. Then I fell asleep. Second time I got to within 25 or 30 minutes, I'm not sure, of the end of it, and then I fell asleep. Captain Cardboard just cannot hold a candle to sleep. But let's have a bit more of a read of this Bounding Into Comics story. So it says, Feige will produce alongside Amy Pascal through her Pascal Pictures, who will be producing through Pascal Pictures. Is there enough Pascal in this sentence? Pascal made the original deal to bring Spider-Man into the MCU and was a producer on both Homecoming and Far From Home. There's a lot of the word home there, isn't it? It's like Pascal, 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 home, home, home. Spider-Man Far From Home. Well, yeah, he was pretty far from home, and that's pretty much what ruined the film for me. Spider-Man is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. When you take him too far out of the neighborhood for too long, it just feels slightly wrong. I'm not saying that you can't do that sort of thing, but it was never going to make a great movie. I'm going to review Spider-Man Far From Home, but I just haven't got around to it. I haven't built up the interest in it, because it just didn't grab me. Anyway, Feige expressed his excitement about making a deal to keep Spider-Man in the MCU. I am thrilled that Spidey's journey in the MCU will continue, and I and all of us at Marvel Studios are very excited that we get to keep working on it. Spider-Man is a powerful icon and hero whose story crosses all ages and all audiences around the globe. He also happens to be the only hero with the superpower to cross cinematic universes, so as Sony continues to develop their own Spideyverse, you never know what surprises the future might hold. That sounds like even in the future after this particular deal, where they're going to make one film and then have Spidey join in on another film, that makes it sound as though they're thinking their relationship with Sony is good enough that even after Sony finishes or is really got going on their Spideyverse, that they might still have a few crossovers. And I don't say that's a bad thing, although I am a little bit disappointed that Sony caved and allowed Spider-Man to go back to the MCU, only because of, as I said earlier, the idea that they're going to make him a sidekick of Captain Marvel. I mean, how pathetic would that be? We don't need Spider-Man to play second fiddle to some overrated, pointless Mary Sue character. It would just not be fun. It really wouldn't be. I mean, you've got a character that is very comic and fun and interesting to watch, and then you've got Captain Cardboard with no bum. So you kind of put them together, and I think what Marvel are thinking is, if we put this interesting character with this character no one gives a shit about, then we will end up with a movie that is like having one good character in a movie. Like the original Iron Man movie, put them together and have a film that's good. No, it's not going to happen. Unless, of course, they make Spider-Man the main focus of the film and Captain Marvel is just a secondary character that pops up once in a while or something. The question is, the deal is for one proper Spider-Man film and one crossover kind of thing where Spider-Man is just involved in some other stuff. And the question is, are they going to make the standalone Spider-Man film the one with Captain Marvel, assuming this ever happens, or is it going to be the crossover type film where an ensemble cast that Spider-Man's going to be in with their new Avengers, of a cast of, no doubt, people made of cardboard and feminism and ABZQTFYW123. I don't know how to say that stuff. It's never occurred to me. I never bothered thinking about it. But let's have a bit more of a read before I blither on about something else. It says, Amy Pascal added her own thoughts on the winning partnership. This is terrific. Peter Parker's story took a dramatic turn in Far From Home, and I could not be happier. We will all be working together as we see where his journey goes. This has been a winning partnership for the studios, the franchise and the fans, and I'm overjoyed it will continue. Yeah, it's been okay. See, these people all sound a bit too enthusiastic, especially if they have any idea what's coming up. Marvel has taken the turn down a very dark path. A dark path that leads into a quagmire of feminism and gender politics and diversity quotas. I mean, if you guys know anything about the BBC now have a diversity quota whereby they try to get every other race and every other group to mix and have the exact same numbers within the business, even though they don't represent those numbers within the real country. And it looks like Marvel are just trying to do the same thing. Let's just get everyone in here. Let's choose one of them, 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 and just keep doing it. And then we'll throw them all in the film together. Oh, what? That character's not supposed to be like that. That doesn't matter. Just do whatever we want. It doesn't matter. Just look at the Eternals. But anyway, it was reported back in August that Sony and Marvel Studios and Disney had ended their deal that would keep Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Rumours back then pointed to a financial dispute where Disney wanted to take a larger cut of the box office grosses from the Spider-Man films. Yes, they wanted basically half of everything. And honestly, maybe they earned it, since they were doing a lot of the work as far as the story and the producing and everything goes, but it's Sony's character. They can do what the hell they want with it. And whether they put it back in the Marvel's Cinematic Universe or not, that's their business. Obviously, they've managed to make a deal. It's going to happen, but let's see. It seems the deal had come to an end when Tom Holland addressed the situation. He stated, basically, we've made 5 great movies. It's been 5 amazing years. I've had the time of my life. Who knows what the future holds, but all I know is that I'm going to continue to play Spider-Man and have the time of my life. It's going to be so fun, however we choose to do it. The future for Spider-Man will be different, but it will be equally as awesome and amazing, and we'll find new ways to make it even cooler, like a crossover with Venom, which we do actually all want to see, don't we? Don't all of us want to see the crossover with Venom? That would be fun, especially if it's just done by Sony. I would enjoy that a lot more. I'm not really that excited about anything to do with Marvel right now. Marvel seems to have just jumped the shark and given up on making really good stuff right now. I know that most people think Endgame and everything was really good, but personally, I thought that just felt like the end. It just, after Infinity Wars, I just felt like it didn't drop off a cliff as far as the story and everything goes, but it just started to slide downhill. I mean, as far as the Iron Man character goes, I know Iron Man has been massive within the MCU, The original Iron Man was an absolutely fantastic movie. I loved that movie. I would watch that movie again and again and again and again. And then they brought out Iron Man 2, and I thought to myself, oh shit, what the hell did they do? This is utter bollocks. Then Spider-Man 3, and I thought, well, this is Spider-Man 2, Part 2. It's still utter bollocks. I'm not saying that they're completely without merit, but they weren't a patch on the original Iron Man, which really felt authentic and true to the character. But these things happen. Not every comic is brilliant, and obviously not every film can be brilliant, and unfortunately Marvel seems to be drifting down the road of less brilliance. I'm not going to be completely pessimistic about Marvel's future, but I'm really hoping for the best, but I can only see things going one way with their gender diversity politics crap being leeching its way from the comics into the cinematic universe. It's sad stuff. But anyway, let's read a bit further. However, we consistently covered rumours that Marvel and Disney were still negotiating to bring Spider-Man back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. At the end of August, we reported on a rumour that Sony and Disney were still in negotiations, that they could come to an agreement soon. And yeah, they go on about the stories they wrote about how they thought that the whole thing might get itself all sorted out, which they've been proven correct. It did get itself all sorted out. And Spider-Man will be back in the MCU, for better or for worse. We can only hope it's going to be for better, and that Captain Marvel will not show her cardboard, no bum, one expression face anywhere near Spider-Man. This is what we hope. Whether we get that, that's another question. This is all down to Marvel now. Ugh, God help us, or whichever deity you happen to pray to. This is Movies Suck signing out. Don't forget to leave a like, share, or subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.